A young man broke into a house to steal, never imagining that two small children would change his life forever. This story took place in a quiet neighborhood in southern France, on a cold winter night, when lights twinkled and the sounds of celebration filled the air. Everyone was celebrating, except for one young man in his 20s. He had grown up in a broken home, without stability, without a warm embrace, and without anyone to ask, "How are you?" He carried a deep emptiness inside him and escaped down a dark path, addiction and theft. On New Year's Eve, while people laughed and celebrated, he slipped silently through the window of a peaceful home. He moved carefully from room to room, searching for money and jewelry, until he found a large suitcase. He began filling it with valuable ornaments, precious gifts, and anything light in weight and high in value. He thought the house was empty, but he didn't know that two children were sleeping inside. Paul, 6 years old, Catherine, 4 years old. They woke up to the sound of movement. Catherine whispered sleepily, "Did Santa Claus come?" Paul whispered back, excited, "Come on, let's go see him." In the hallway, the unexpected happened. The two children stood face to face with a thief. Paul looked at him and asked innocently, "Are you Santa Claus?" The young man froze. His heart almost stopped. He stammered, I'm his friend. My name is Saint Joseph." Catherine tilted her head in surprise. "But why is your hair messy?" He smiled shyly. "Because I've been preparing gifts for the children." Catherine disappeared for a moment, then came back, carrying a glass of milk and some sweets. She smiled brightly. "You should eat. You work so hard." The young man sat down on the floor beside them. The children began telling him about their dream toys, their excitement about gifts, and their small, precious dreams. And with every word, something inside him began to melt. A feeling he hadn't known in years. Warmth, care, humanity. Without even realizing it, he opened his suitcase and placed a few gifts in front of the children. They burst into laughter. They jumped with joy. Their eyes sparkled with happiness. And suddenly, the sound of a car pulling up outside. The sound of keys moving toward the front door. He knew it was time to leave. He whispered, "I have to go now. There are other children waiting for me." The children grabbed his hand. "Wait! We want to tell Mom and Dad you were here." He smiled gently and patted their heads. "Next time." Then he slipped out through the back door and disappeared into the darkness. And that night, he couldn't sleep. He sat alone, remembering their faces, their laughter, the warm glass of milk, and the innocent question, "Are you Santa Claus?" And inside him, something new began to grow. He chose to change. He left the dark path behind. He learned honest work. He started a new life. Years passed, but he never forgot that night. The night that didn't steal anything from him, but gave him everything. Sometimes life doesn't need a miracle to change. All it needs is the heart of a child.